And welcome to episode 337 of the 8-Bit Geek. If this is your first week listening to us, well, let me tell you what you're in for and what it's like to listen to this show. It's a lot like going to a state fair. You know, you get really excited. You get your cash out, for all the spending that you're going to take. There you get to the front gate and they're like, hey, it's $30 to get in. And you're like, wait, what? But I've got this Dr. Pepper can or this Coke can. And they're like, oh, cool. $2 off. Okay. So you get in there, and then you got to buy those tickets to pretty much buy anything. You give you a big sheet of them and you forget about that every year somehow. And then there goes another $100 because they only come in sheets of $100. And then you're like, cool. Well, that's enough for 3 items of food. Literally, I'm going to get my corn dog and it's going to cost me $25. Then there's the rides and the games, and those are $10 to $15 to $20 a pop. I swear to God, I've taken Colin and he's like, Dad, I want to go on that ride. I'm like, oh my God, it's $5. I'm so broke. Before you know it, you're like Kevin and agreeing to sign up for a promo with State Farm just to feel like you've won something by spinning that stupid wheel. At the end of the day, you're down $300 and your feet hurt. And that's 8-Bit for you. I'm Jeremy, and with me today are 2 guys who will also take $300 from you and make your feet hurt.
Doug. Yeah, no, but the feet hurting will come first because I guess I'm robbing this person. You have $300
to their feet for $300.
Bashing it with a hammer. I don't know. I'm robbing the person, Kev. I'm taking their feet out. I'm pulling a pet cemetery and I'm cutting their Achilles tendon. That'll make your feet hurt.
Oh, that just gave me the chills.
Yeah, like just solve that right off, and then I got your wallet. Come chase me now, motherfucker. I'm $300 richer.
But then you just murdered a dude.
You don't murder somebody by cutting their Achilles tendon, bruh.
Isn't there like an artery down there?
I mean maybe, but it's fine.
Yeah. Like Doug's gonna precision.
No, not there. That'd be a dumb place to have an artery. I mean, football players and shit tear that tendon all the time.
Yeah, they tear it. They don't cut it.
Yeah, well, tomato.
I'm Kevin.
How are you taking that 300 from somebody, Kev?
I'm just gonna give him a horrible foot massage, I guess.
Ugh,
like, yeah, give me the beats.
Gross. Oh yeah, but you should do it while doing Dr. Randall Savage impression.
Give me them feet.
Oh my God, he hasn't shown up in a long time. Are you trying to copy me, Kev?
Yeah.
Toes for hose.
Oh no.
God. We know how he gets his $300.
Oh, that's a given.
Sick fuck.
He pays $300.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Well, if you like what, I was about to say I'm going to. I brought up the fair because the Texas State Fair has begun.
Mm-hmm.
It is going on as we speak, and for as little as $300, you can provide happiness for yourself and your family. Well, yourself. It's a total of $900 if you bring anybody.
Oh God,
Jesus!
No,
wasn't there some drama this year on it too?
What?
Wasn't there some drama this year with it? Like, didn't someone back out, or someone's name was used but their product wasn't? I thought you guys were talking about that a couple days ago.
Okay. So Fletcher's. Doug shared a link with us that said that someone in the Fletcher's family is using the Fletcher's name they have a pop-up store, and they just signed a deal to be in the Cowboy Stadium and stuff like that, and it's called
cool.
Fletch. And so Fletcher's is suing their own family members for violating the name, and they're fighting it. But they're not doing corn dogs or anything, from what I read. They're doing healthy options and health food.
Oh, then they could just get like Chevy Chase in there and be like, no, it's based off of Fletch. There you go, problem solved.
Would also be like, my last name is also Fletcher. Suck my nuts. And by nuts, I mean these corn nuts that we're serving.
Yeah, we actually serve them now in a bucket of corn nuts. Would you like time? And the judge is like, please sit down. Yeah, actually bring them up here, but then go sit down.
It's actually in a sack.
They serve them in a sack.
Hi, would you like a nut sack today?
That's
Welcome to Fletch's.
All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna go. I think in a couple weeks when it gets a little bit cooler. Because why would you go to the fair when it's 97 degrees out?
Because you hate yourself.
Exactly. I don't like it. I don't support it. I think that it should be moved to start in October, not in September. What are they, crazy?
Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Especially Texas. You think they'd know better.
You would think. So, anyways, if you like what you're listening to and it is your first time, or if maybe it's your second or 100th time and you're like, I finally want to get involved with this. I want to go deeper. I want to go deeper and harder with this podcast. Then you know what you need? You need our website. It's got a whole bunch of stuff on there that's going to link you to the places you want to go. It's going to take you to Discord, where you can hang out with a whole bunch of great people, make new friends, make a new lover. I don't know. Also, we just launched our 3rd edition of Get Fit or Die Trying. So it's our 3rd time doing it. The community gets together, they sign up, and they lose a whole bunch of weight. We try to do it often because we want to see, gamers healthy. We want to see moviegoers healthy. We want to be healthy. Mm-hmm. We try to compete. You can win a $200 Amazon gift card by competing. And I think that's a pretty damn good reward. It's going to run from October 6th all the way to December 30th. We're doing it during the holidays. So that way you can jump in, get healthy, and show everybody at Christmas that new bod.
Oh, yeah. Get that bikini weather going. That's what I'm doing.
And we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't something that was successful. We have a few members in the community who have completely changed their lives. And I'm not saying that they think we're amazing because we did it for them, but we did it for them. We put in the hard work. All they had to do was just show up with their bodies.
Show up with their bodies?
I don't know what that means, but you can get involved. Head on over to Discord, sign up, get involved with us and with the community. It's a lot of fun. You can win some money and meet some new people. Mm-hmm. We also have the Patreon over on the website. There's a link to that where you can help support the show. The show needs to go places. It needs to travel. Mm-hmm. We need to put the show in front of people's ears and eyeballs, and all that takes resources. And you can help with that with as little as $5 a month. We're going to give you a ton of content. You're going to get a daily show that has won the Daily Show Award. That's only given out once a year by us. And it's but no, I'm in all seriousness, the show is a lot of fun. We put together something every day for you. It was only supposed to be 15 minutes a day, but oftentimes it goes to like 30 minutes a day and more. So you can get in on that. You can also get extended episodes like of this show and of Saga and of 8-Bit Brawl. 8-Bit Brawl is now putting out some exclusive stuff over there on Patreon. So it's really cool. We try to do a lot for you. And if you would, head on over to Patreon, look us up. It's on the website as well. And, drop $5. If you don't like it, you can always say, yeah, I'm going to cancel it. But give us a month. And I bet you'll enjoy all the content that we put out. Definitely. It's so unique. The Daily Show, I will say, is very unique. So, anyways, that website is www.the8bitgeek.com, and you can Google us, You can Instagram us. You can fiddle us.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's a new social website, guys. Get on
Fiddle.
it's you have to play the fiddle or else you can't join.
Hot fiddling singles waiting for your action.
Gross.
Fiddle left or fiddle right.
Gross. Hey, can we switch regions real fast?
Yes.
Are we having issues?
Mm-hmm.
I love switching regions, guys.
Yeah.
I hope
East.
Whoa. Let me see if that's better. Hold on. Yeah, I'm losing like every millisecond, and let's see if this fixes it. Sorry, guys.
I wonder also. I wonder if my server is downloading anything. Hold on, I'm going to check that too,
Yeah.
just to make sure. No, I'm good.
Everyone's using
Yeah,
their
I mean,
phones.
I did a speed test. I did all the stuff to make sure everything was going fine, and then I looked over at the connection over on Discord, and it was just like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Discord
I
was
would,
problems over the weekend too. So
you know,
IQ says website. You guys don't have an app. What is this? 1756. If you'd like to design one for us, then you're
Yeah.
more than welcome to. You could just throw a whole bunch of links on there and make it look good. Thank you.
make it for Android though.
No, I mean, and iOS. Gotta be for both.
I guess.
Also, this week starting this Wednesday, Doug? Starting Wednesday. Doug, take it away. What's going on?
oh man, it's that time of year again. It'll be October when this is happening. Finally, because it's not right now. It's September still.
Well, it is. I mean, when you hear
But
this on the
this
pod-
tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
or today, Tuesday now. 8-Bit Horror Fest kicking off strong. I think Kev's technically kicking it off today with Halloween
Horror
Brawl
Fest.
Horror Fest Brawl episode.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be available. If you're a patron, you can watch that already.
Yeah, you got a day's early access because
Yeah.
y'all are awesome.
Yeah. It came out today, Monday, but it should be available for everyone tomorrow, Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we're kicking off our movie reviews with, which movie was it again? It was Poltergeist 2015, and it's being reviewed by our good friends over at Secondary Heroes. So make sure to check them out, and make sure you check out that review of 2015's Poltergeist. And yeah.
Hold on, wait. Before we announce what shows or what movies we're reviewing, we do have a theme this year, which is you mentioned it earlier, but
Yeah.
just to clarify for people, we're doing reboots,
Remakes and reboots. Yeah.
remakes and reboots.
Yep, and so that's the theme this year. So all the movies that everyone's going to be watching are going to be some form or fashion of a reboot. And so Secondary Heroes again kicking off with Poltergeist 2015, and then we will be here on Friday with our review of 2010's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
Which was a movie we watched.
You'll hear the full review. You'll hear us go more into depth. You can tell the excitement is palpable in this one.
Well, but we got some great shit planned this month. So
Yeah, it's gonna be rad. Man, there's just something. This is our favorite. At least Doug and I are like, we love doing Horror Fest. Jerry, I know you do too. I know. I want to include you. But
That's the
horror movies,
time now.
yeah. But you've never really expressed horror movies like you've always been kind of a, I wouldn't say scaredy cat, but you jump. So, I don't know. I'm just really excited for this month. This is
You go
my
see
favorite
it
month.
too yet?
Yeah, I saw
I
this opening
did.
weekend.
So yeah, I saw
we beat Doug on that one then.
before you.
Did you?
Yeah. All right. So let's get into the show. Every week we like to have a little fun around here before we get into the news, and this week is no different, guys. And what has become a staple is doing reviews. And I wish that I had something that I can play in the beginning, something like doop boop ba doop. Here comes a review. Just something fun. But today we're going to review one product. We'll go down a list. We can choose what we want to review. Today is Tuscan Dairy Whole Farm D-Milk, a gallon of it. Doug?
God.
can we switch servers just one more time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Before we get started. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Going central.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just this fucking Discord, man, having so many problems on their end. It's not us. It's fucking Discord. All right.
It's not us, it's you.
It's not us, it's you. All right.
Now, ladies.
Tuscan Dairy Whole Vitamin D Milk. Gaia's milk be blessed. This one's coming from Ariel Krieger.
uh-huh.
It says, my wife gave birth to our firstborn in a bathtub filled with Tucson whole milk. She felt no pain at any stage. He's now 5 years old and completing his PhD in quantum biomechanics.
Wow.
I really want to read this long story, but it's too long to read.
Oh, man,
I'll do it. Just kidding.
It's a doozy. It's a doozy, man.
Yeah.
All right. Color choice is limited by Mr. Wright. This is a fine milk, but the product line appears to be limited in available color. I could only find white. It's a problem. Problem. Kev?
That blue milk. This one comes from Andrew Wynn. This one says twice as good as Tuscan's half milk. This milk is easily twice as good as Tuscan half milk. Save yourself some hassle and just spring for the whole. Truly, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Thanks, Tuscan.
Is it Tucson or Tuscan?
I think it's Tuscan because Tucson would be Tuscon.
You're right.
Yeah.
Tuscan. You're right. That's my bad.
right.
Okay.
Doug, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do the long one.
You-
But let's tackle it in parts. You take the first two. I'll take the next two. Kev, take the next two.
Okay. So then Doug will bring it up.
I feel like it's gold. I could be wrong.
Who's starting? You starting?
You start.
Me start. Okay. This one comes from Edgar.
Just Edgar.
And it says, make this your only stock in store. Once upon a midday sunny, while I savored nuts and honey, with my Tuscan whole milk 1 gallon, 227 fluid ounces, I swore, as I went on lapping, suddenly there came a tapping. As if someone gently rapping at the icebox door.
No. I don't know where this is going.
Bad condenser that, I muttered, vibrating the icebox door. Only this and nothing more.
You want to take the second one, and I'll.
Oh, you want to do another one? Sure, I'll do another one. Not to sound like a complainer, but in an inept half-gainer, I provoked my bowl to tip and spill its contents on the floor. Stupefied, I came to muddle over that increasing puddle. What is that? I don't know that word. Burgeoning deluge. I don't know. Burgeoning deluge of that which I at present do adore. Snowy Tuscan wholesomeness exclusively produced offshore. Purged here evermore.
No.
And the pool so white and silky filled me with the sense of milky, a door of the type fantastic of loss known not before. So that now I, to still the throbbing of my heart, while gently sobbing, I recreated, heading straightway for the tempting icebox door. Heedless of the pitter-patter tapping at the icebox door, I resolved to have some more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. This, said I, requires an extra dram of milk, my favorite pour. To the icebox I aspired, motivated to admire how its avocado pigment complemented my decor. Then I gasped its wood grain handle when I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. Okay.
Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams of many Tuscans I had known before. But the light inside was broken, and the darkness gave no token. And the only words there spoken were my whispered words, no more. Coke and beer, some ketchup I set eyes on, and an apple core. Merely this and nothing more. Back to the back toward the table turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhere louder than before. Surely, said I, surely this is something at my window lattice. Let me see then, what there it is, and the mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more.
From the window came a stirring, then an incessant purring. Inside stepped a kitten. Mannerlessly did she me ignore. Not the least. There's so many words in this poem I don't know.
Obscience?
Yeah, I can't tell if they're misspelling stuff or what. Not the obscience made she. Not a minute stopped or stayed she. But with mine of lord or lady withdrew to my dining floor. Pounced upon the pool of Tuscan spreading o'er my dining floor. Licked and lapped and supped some more.
Oh, is it me?
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
Then this tiny cat
Beguiling?
beguiling?
Mhm.
Beguiling my sad fancy into smiling? By the grand enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm? Enthusiasm.
You
I
know
knew
the
that.
word.
I know. I start and I fuck it up. Oh, fuck this person.
Do you want me to take over? Tag
No,
out?
I got this.
You got this. You got this, bud.
Yeah. Of the continents she wore. Towards the mess she showed no pity, till I said, well, hello, kitty. Thought she me with pretty eyes that seemed to open some rapport. So I pleaded, tell me, what is it that you implore? Quoth the kitten, get some more.
5-star review.
I like the next one from W. Wright. Color choice is limited. This is a fine milk, but the product line appears to be limited in available colors. I can only find white.
I swear to God, Doug, you don't listen. I read that one.
Did you read that one? I thought you read the iOS one. Sorry. I remember it. You were reading that one as I was reading the iOS 7 one. And it's not me that doesn't listen, it's Kev.
Oh, bullshit. I knew that one.
I knew it too.
Yeah.
Well, the iOS one is, be careful, there is no warning on the label that this product severely damaged my iPhone when I immersed it.
I got one more. Tuscan whole milk, 1 gallon, 128 fluid ounces arrived, but the instructions weren't clear enough. I got my dick caught in the ceiling fan. 1 star from Ellie.
There's no beating that. Let's move on. All right, the top box office. Guys, a movie came out this week.
Did it? I mean, it did pretty well for being a movie.
The Abominable.
Abominable? Yeah.
The Abominable. Why? Words are hard when you're German.
Oh, Chloe Bennett's in this.
It's a DreamWorks film, and it did not do well.
I didn't even know it
20
existed.
million. Downton Abbey did 14 million. Hustlers did 11 million. Man, Hustlers came out swinging. 80 million.
Yeah, actually, they did. Probably the star power that did it. I mean, they had a lot of like current pop stars in it. Wasn't like
Man, I swear to God, Jennifer Lopez is 98 years old, but still looks like she's 20.
yeah, she's gorgeous. Isn't she with like A-Rod or something now?
I'm not sure, but not for long. Not after I email her.
What do you have to offer?
Jerlo.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, Doug.
Yeah.
I am a Z grade celebrity with a highly successful, a, a highly regarded.
Hmm.
I have a side project podcast. Let's get into the news. Some big news has been announced, and that Spider-Man is going to stay in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Disney and Sony announce a new deal. This deal is good for one solo film and one probably MCU film. So we're probably looking at the next Avengers film
Yeah.
that he's going to be in. And that's it. It's done. So at least we get to finish things out, right? And close off the MCU chapter of Spider-Man.
Agreed. At
Yeah.
least we're getting that. At least we're getting some kind of closure, especially after the cliffhanger ending of the after credits scene of Far From Home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get to see how that all plays out. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll actually get hopefully a good third Spider-Man movie. We haven't gotten one of those yet.
Yeah, right?
Truth.
And then also we got the director from Spider-Man 1 is coming back to direct the third one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, director.
It's
If
all
you're
right.
listening. Aw.
It's all right. John Watts.
That's right. John Watts. So that'll be a lot of fun. And this is just a small part in something bigger, I think, as well, because Kevin Feige, I always mess that name up because of Doug. Ever since he mispronounced it the first time, I always go to that. You know? So Kevin Feige has come out and he made a statement that said, hey, and this is not for verbatim, so spitting off the hip here, but he was like, essentially, hey, you never know what could end up in the MCU out of the Spider-Verse. You know what I'm saying? Keep an eye out. So they could get to play with other with other Marvel, Sony Spider-Man characters, that can show up in the MCU. That'd be kind of cool.
People
Open it
were,
up.
yeah, people were hoping that you'd get like a Venom or even a Carnage kind of cameo in it or some kind of involvement, which would be awesome. I
think that we are getting a Spider-Verse. Like we're getting a multiverse Spider-Verse, whatever, however you want to say it. But Sony is starting to build. I think Kevin alluded to that as well. And I think Carnage is probably going to be their Thanos. I think it's too soon to use Carnage, right? Like he can't be the next big baddie because he's like the baddie.
Man, I don't know. It's hard to say because, like, aren't they focusing on Black Adam as well as being a big bad, or is that was just for Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm not talking MCU.
Oh,
I'm
you're thinking
talking
back to Spider.
Yeah, the Spider cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Because Sony's building that out.
Mhm.
They're starting to piece together their own cohesive storyline and all that kind of stuff. And it's said to be that Carnage will come back, but I feel like he's going to come back as a small part again in the next film, and lay the groundwork for him being the big bad that they all have to defeat. So
Yeah,
at least that's the way I'd like to see it, anyways.
I mean, in the comics, like the Maximum Carnage storyline was like one of the most. That came at a time when like Batman had what was that where he went up against Bane? What they call it? Something Night.
The Dark Knight?
Was it just Darkest Night? The one where he gets like his back broken and everything. It's kind of like that for Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man went through hell with Carnage, and he worked with Venom to defeat him.
Yeah.
So, like I would say that would be a big bad for the Spider-Verse, definitely.
I'd say Sony don't blow your spider wad too soon with Carnage. Show some restraint.
Yeah, you had the whole Sinister Six to work through.
Yeah.
You could rework Rhino. You could you can get Scorpion back in there, like a legit Scorpion. I don't know, man. There's so much you could do. You're right. There is a whole Spider-Verse to deal with.
A whole
especially
pantheon
with
of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, didn't you just say that 900 characters, something like that?
Yeah, something stupid.
Yeah.
But, and also, I mean, the first one ended with with what's his nuts, Vulture going to prison or whatever, and meeting. There's other bad guys there. There's a guy that got hit by the truck when they were on the ferry, and that guy ends up becoming like Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I'd be fine. Bring back Michael Keaton, and let's like a prison break. And then you can introduce other bad guys that he may have also met while in prison, and kind of flesh out some of these other characters and stuff.
I'd be okay with that. Well, more breaking news this week that came out that Kevin Feige is actually going to produce a new Star Wars film. You know, it's not said to be if it's going to be a trilogy or anything, but he did pitch an idea to Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger and Alan Horn and Alan Bergman, and they all agreed that this should happen. And so he's going to get his shot. It's funny because not a lot of people bringing it up because he's so well known for the Marvel side of things, but he was a super fan and still is of Star Wars, and he grew up with it. And to now be able to work on it and to have an idea for it, that's got to make his little nerd heart just pitter patter beat. Just so that's the sound of his heart.
And especially, like, I love that we're now living in an age where a lot of people who grew up with this stuff are now old enough to actually have some influence in it, and hopefully kind of right the ship of what people older
Ryan Johnson did, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the mistakes of the past. Well, I mean, right the ship as far as like, you know, like when George Lucas came back and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make the prequels," you know, and then they just ended up like, you're like, "All right, cool, George Lucas, you're past your prime."
Hold on. I know you say that, but the prequels gave us a ton of great content. They messed up a whole bunch, but damn, like we got a lot of great stuff out of that. We won't have.
Are you being ironic about it, or are you being like legit?
No, I'm being 100% for real.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you were just.
We got Obi-Wan out of it. We got our Obi-Wan, who's going to have his own solo show now.
You're right. That's a good one.
We got some incredible villains out of the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
All of our fantasies came true when we got to see Yoda fight with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably doesn't hold up now, but when we saw him jumping and flipping around, the entire theater exploded. And I don't know if that was the same for you guys, but it did where I was. You know, we got pod racing, which is a ton of fun. You know, there's definitely some bad stuff, and you know, it could have been made better without using CGI and everything. We could have did without Jar Jar, and and all the politics kind of sucked. But you know,
I agree, but I also think when there's all these news stories coming out, like Bob Iger talking about, you know, George felt betrayed by us and he hated our cut and stuff, and blah blah blah. And to that I say, boo fucking who? Like, because one, you sold it, fuck off. Two, yeah, I mean the prequels were not great. Like, and you took a thing that was great and you made it mediocre. And yes, we got a lot of great things out of it, but you also got to think a lot of that stuff became better because of like stuff like the Clone Wars and stuff, where Dave Filoni and stuff were in charge and not George Lucas.
That's true.
And so yeah, like there's he felt betrayed. Well, yeah, well, you know what? In 1999, if we took a fucking time machine back, we would go find all the fans that felt fucking betrayed by your garbage movies.
The people who stood in line for weeks that didn't watch trailers, that wanted to go in completely fresh. There was a documentary on it.
You know,
and you just it hurts.
But I also agree that there is some really dope. It's also music. There's some like great fucking stuff from John Williams in the prequels.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
there's not enough to save. There's not enough to save and to say like it was classic and it adds to the Star Wars.
Definitely, I think the weakest movies of all of the movies, all of them, even the new stuff, they are terrible. Like, I would even put Rian Johnson's fucking Last Jedi above anything in the prequel.
Same.
I kind of want to see, and this happened years ago, but it never really got the recognition it deserved. But Topher Grace doing that edit, he did like an edit on that trilogy, and I heard it was really good. I would like to watch that. I would like to watch the Topher Grace cut.
He recently did another like super cut of some movies. I forget which ones it is, but like he took another like
Lord of
series.
the Rings.
Was it Lord of the Rings? You did another like
Yeah.
super cut and like cut it down to like just the important stuff, and apparently it's
Oh
really
no, I
good
don't
too.
think it was Lord of the Rings. I think it was
Maybe
could have been the Hobbit.
Maybe the Hobbit.
Maybe
Yeah,
because The Hobbit was way more boring than Lord of the Rings was.
Yeah, so I think that he made that.
It's funny because I'm reading up on it, and he turned all three movies into a 185-minute movie. Like I would sit down and watch that. I think it would be great, and it would just like it might be all the best parts, like Jeremy said.
Yeah.
And I can deal with that. I would love that.
Also, I see that there's like Blu-rays now coming out of the original theatrical cut of Star Wars, which, I mean, I guess it is worth a watch, but at the same time, like people forget. People forget, like they think like, oh, well, the '97 version, oh, they added all this stuff, and then 2004 they added more stuff, and oh, it just ruined the movies and all this stuff. And it's like, nah, bitch, go back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the changes that they made are, I do not think are worthy of like making it a new Blu-ray with the theatrical cuts, because there is some really bad stuff that they cleaned up in '97 that people totally forget about.
Well, there is also, just before we hop onto the next thing, there is a there's been a team of people who've been updating it to 4K for and all that, and they have left in so they've cleaned up the original cuts, but they've taken out the CGI that they added in and everything. Like they cleaned all that up, so the films look and sound amazing, but don't have the added crap that people didn't like.
Yeah, well, I'd say there's a Blu-ray out right now. Like there's like an official like Blu-rays coming out of it.
The '97 cut, I saw all three of those in theaters. They came out like a month apart, and I liked those. I added stuff, especially like just I know there was CG added in there, but some of it was like little stories that you didn't even know existed. Like the whole little scene with Solo talking with Jabba, and Jabba looked CGI as fuck, but it was cool that they included that and gave a little bit more insight onto why Solo and Jabba have such bad history.
Yeah, and then they went back in the 2004 Blu-ray and they fixed that scene. They made Jabba look better.
Oh, did they? Okay, because I didn't even know about the 2004 cut. Like I don't think I've ever seen that.
What's on the Blu-rays now? So if you go buy a Blu-ray, it's what's on there now. Yeah, they went and just fixed. They just added a couple more little things, like the infamous no, is now added to the throne at the very end of the movie. They took James Earl Jones' cut from episode 3 and they put it on the end of episode 6 when he throws the Emperor down the shaft or whatever. He now goes no, which whatever, it fits that scene because he's like whatever. But it they added that. The Ewoks now blink because they didn't blink before. Now they blink. People bitched about that. It's like,
what a weird thing to like. What a weird hill to die on.
Seriously. But yeah, you go back and you watch the
Ewoks. What kind of shit is this?
Yeah, you go back and you watch the original cut and stuff, and it's like, hey, I can totally see the square from the original, like the film of that moon that does not exist over this, or this close to the planet or whatever. You've superimposed it. Like, oh, I can totally see the square because the sky doesn't match. Like there's shit like that they fixed later. That's like, why? I get like, oh, they didn't. It's the original, like uncut, whatever, blah blah blah. But like at the same time, it's like, yeah, but some of it looks shitty. They fixed a lot of things. That again, stuff that people don't even think about.
One more thing about this, I would say, and you guys introduced this to me. I forgot, one of you guys posted the video, but where they started reworking the fights, like there's a website that kind of redoes action scenes and kind of modernizes them. And fight between
the Vader fight scene with
with Obi-Wan.
That was one person.
I thought that was cool.
It was one person.
Yeah, one person did
Took
that.
them 2 years to do it.
Team.
Took them like 2 years. Yeah.
Honestly, I would watch it. If they threw that in as an optional scene, I would love to see that because it does modernize it for people who, because you watch that fight back in the 80s or even now, and it's like, oh, it's two old dudes kind of just slowly swinging lightsabers at each other, and then they started bringing in the action of like the prequel episodes where everyone's doing backflips and crazy shit, and it's like it makes more sense. But once again, it's just, I think adding stuff sometimes does help.
Agreed.
All right, let's jump into. I'm going to jump a couple of these for time purposes, but if you guys have not known it, I mean, it should be. It's in what the national media is talking about for some reason. The whole Joker issue. Warner Brothers had to release a statement stating that their film is not an endorsement for real-world violence of any kind. The National Guard has been put on alert to be aware that every movie chain has stepped up security and will have more police officers in the theaters.
Good.
Alamo has, Cinemark has, pretty much everybody, over a movie. I never thought in all of my life that I would see, and I get it. I get that we have really bad people and the Aurora incident and when the Dark Knight came out, and I get that there's fear over this, but at the same time, it's a movie, and I feel like nobody should go into a movie feeling like this would be or should be motivation to be violent or to get revenge
Yeah.
on people who have hurt you. If you feel that way, then there's 1-800 numbers that you can contact a counselor or something and have a chat. But I think it's really sad that we live in a time where a movie company has to come out and be like, hey guys, this fictional work based on a comic book character is not real.
Yeah.
Please do not take it as such. So that kind of stings.
It's yeah, and this is at least the movie theater kind of stepped ahead, or not the theater. I'm sorry, the movie company jumped ahead of it and put this out, I guess, in prep. But man, it's still, they shouldn't have, like you said, they shouldn't have to fucking do this. But here we are. You know, we've had shitty incidents, we've had terrible incidences at theaters, and it's just, we live now in a time, where people don't want to address that shit. So sometimes it has to be brought up just for safety's sake. I don't know how a movie can empower people like that. It's just, I don't know, it's stupid, but it's frustrating too.
Have you thought about? I'm going to see this movie, but has it made you guys step back and be like, maybe I won't go?
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Especially with recent events. Public places in general. There's concerts that I get fucking scared at now. Like if I hear a boom that I don't expect and it's not on fucking stage, I get scared. When Mike and I were at All In last year in Chicago, this was a sold out event that was history making. In the middle of this event, little did we know, because the sun was out while we were outside, but then there was a huge rainstorm outside and there was thunder and lightning. Every once in a while the action was going on, you heard kind of like booms, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, this is not happening. And then after a while people were like, no, it's a storm outside, and it just kind of eased my heart. But my heart was racing because I was thinking, like, is this an attack? And like, I'm waiting for, the first thing I do is I stare at security, because if security's fine, then I'm fine. I always feel that way. And like, I don't know, man, I hate that now we live in such a society, like such an age where you have to think about that stuff. If you go out in public and go to a public event where there's a lot of people, there's a risk. And it never used to feel like that. And now here we are, and like I said, that's getting into a whole nother ballpark. But yeah, I feel that way when we go to the movies now, especially on opening weekends like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. We shouldn't feel this way, or we shouldn't have to feel this way, but it sucks. Here we are.
Agreed. Yeah, I decided that I would probably go during the week to go see it, because it even for me, I was just like, I don't know. It's the same thing where you're just like, well, the media has made such a big deal about this, and it's every headline this past couple weeks, and when the National Guard like puts out an announcement, you're just like,
it's like I said, we do stupid shit on the internet, and then the National Guard has to put out, look what we did with Area 51. Like, the government had to put out a fucking thing saying, don't do this. And like, this is the life we live right now, where government has to be like, don't do that. I know you're joking, but don't do this.
Don't be dumb.
You're not going to make alien ass cheeks clap. Don't do this.
God, wouldn't that be nuts, something, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to better and funner news. Jurassic World 3 has announced that we're getting Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum back. Woo!
And they're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. To make way for the new
You know
one.
what though? If in this fictional world, if I was one of these characters, like, man, 30 years ago, I went to this fucking cool island, and boy, did it just go to shit real fucking quick. And then a couple, 20-something years later, you hear, oh my god, they're doing it again. These motherfuckers, they're making a fuck ton of money. This is so goddamn... See? I fucking told you.
Yeah.
And then And then you're just doing your own thing in the United States, and suddenly there's a fucking velociraptor at your door. Like, God fucking damn it. I fucking told you. God damn it. I'd be so fucking pissed. I'd be so goddamn pissed. And then I would be even more pissed if I did die in this movie. Because it would be like, are you fucking kidding me? I did this once?
I survived twice. I went back a second time.
Yeah.
I survived that.
Yeah.
Only to die 30 years later.
Yeah. Both Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill. Laura Dern's gotten off easy so far. But those two are like, fuck, again? Sam Neill's still having fucking dreams about the raptor talking to him. Alan!
At this point, are they going to bring back the kids? Like the two kids that were in it? Might as well, fucking while we're on the boat.
Yeah.
Bring everyone back.
Yeah. Listen, I'm still pissed off about the ending to Jurassic World. And, like, there has to be consequences for these people who became mass murderers. Like, it's on the blood of everyone is on their hand.
Yeah, for letting them just run away. Seriously, like, I hope that's how this movie starts. Like, hey, sorry, you're under arrest.
For real.
And then we cut to Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm and Laura Dern's character.
Whatever
her name
And
was.
they're the ones who saved
Ellie,
the day.
Ellie? What was her fucking character's name?
I think it was Ellie. Otherwise, that was either the young girl.
Ellie Sattler.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I hope it ends. With Bryce Dallas Howard and fucking Star-Lord being arrested. Yeah.
For real. And you know what they'll do is even if they do get arrested, the original cast is still going to need them somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Break him out of jail. We need him for this. He's the raptor.
He's the raptor.
Exactly.
Yeah. What it's going to be is that they're going to open their door. That raptor's going to be there that I told you about. It's going to be Alan Grant. And he's going to be like, oh shit. Ah, fuck. And that Alan. Then that raptor's going to start tapping its toe, and he's going to be like, oh, what does it mean? Like, oh, it's speaking Morse code. It's saying, help me, Alan. My friend has been arrested. I can help get these dinosaurs off United States soil. This is they're tapping his toes. Like, oh, we got to help Blue.
Yeah, we got to get Blue.
Let's go, Ellie.
I swear to God. This is we've given them more ideas for Jurassic Park than any other franchise.
That's true.
It's going to turn out the way that we just described it.
Again. Not even like it's like a fool me once scenario. We just give them ideas. Just fucking send us a check.
They're like, oh shit, the boys are back at it again. So let's just take notes.
Universal, at least fucking acknowledge us, witness us, become a Patreon. Universal.
Yeah.
At least put us in the movie where we get eaten at some point.
Yeah,
We're like we're filming a podcast in a window. They come crashing through and they eat.
Fuck yeah! If the brothers can be in Trolls 2. Let us be in fucking Jurassic World 3.
Oh yeah, which is sort of side project called the 8 bitters will be in Jurassic World 3.
Yes. Start that hashtag.
Yeah, and we'll do it high because the brothers did their first episode high.
Did they really?
Mm-hmm. The first episode of the brothers will be in Trolls 2. Yeah, they were stoned out of their fucking minds.
Oh man!
You'll get me just in a corner.
Yeah, and then they made it like an NPR show. It's the greatest podcast. It's like 6 episodes long. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All right, let's get into some gaming news where Logitech has purchased your favorite streaming companion app, Streamlabs. So they wrote a check for 89 million in cash and then an additional 29 million in stock. It's not scary. The thing that's scary about it is Logitech locking you out of your Stream Deck because they want you to use their Logitech.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about like accessibility or compatibility, and also just them start to charge for services.
They're like, oh man, Streamlabs works best with Logitech hardware.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're probably going to get rid of Streamlabs OBS, and then we'll probably roll out their own like Streamlabs Logitech streaming platform that'll cost you money. And it'll be terrible on your system resources because it'll hook in way too much to your system.
Logitech will collect as much data as they possibly can to sell ads.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh God, what if ads are built into slobs? That would suck. I don't know, man. I'm not. I hope for the best, but I expect the worst. Especially when you see a big company like this buy Streamlabs. You know, buy a company that kind of started from its own just to help out gamers, and it was an open source product at first. I mean, this whole thing was
gonna
from
go
open
closed
podcast.
as fuck. This is going to be so closed, and then
Yeah.
you're going to have to. The thing is that they have paid apps right now, and they have free apps. Free is going to go away. It's only going to be paid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Or
then
they're
like
just going to really limit what the free ones offer. Like they're going to really dial back on those features.
it's going to turn in. I guarantee you, this is what's going to happen. They'll have a free edition that will allow you to only have one scene at a time. It'll
Oh.
only transitions will be static. And then, but you can upgrade to their monthly subscription fee of $10.99 to get the mid tier, which will unlock a few more things for you. And then you'd have to go to Pro Edition, which is $29.99 a month, and it'll unlock everything for you, except for the upgrades.
Doesn't XSplit do something like that? I know they have a subscription service for their streaming, which is crazy, which is why I've never used XSplit. But XSplit does do something similar where you have to buy it by either the month or the year.
I guarantee you that if Logitech does do something like that, Discord will help us out. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, and OBS is still available, and Twitch is also offering their own streaming platform thing now as well.
Microsoft has one.
Yeah, but like you can do all your alerts through them as well through Twitch now. You don't have to use like Streamlabs if you want to. But
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
there'll always be alternatives. And that's the thing. It's like
There will be, yeah.
I don't know.
Or you just go back to OBS because OBS is still open. Like that's because Streamlabs OBS and OBS are completely different, right?
Yeah,
It's not
OBS is open source. Is an open source thing that you can take and you can
Right.
edit and mod and do all your shit too, and that's what Slobs is. Is that
Yeah.
they took OBS's source file and they've modded it to
make-
to tie all
yeah.
their stuff in
They simplified
immediately
it, yeah.
in one place. Yeah, which is great. I love it, but
Especially with the added overlays and stuff because I sucked at overlays. Like, and so the fact that you could just kind of make overlays on the fly is just amazing. I love slabs. I really hope they stay the same or get better. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be scary with Logitech kind of behind the helm now because they just want money.
Gears 5 is you're going to be able to play it for free. I mean, if you have the Game Pass, you could play it for $5 or
Yeah.
10. I guess I say 5 because I'm grandfathered in on that sweet ass deal.
Mhm.
But they're going to be Xbox is going to be testing out their cloud streaming service called xCloud, and so next month you can sign up and you can test it out to play on your Android phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I mean, you see a lot of these companies starting now with cloud services, and I mean, Microsoft's got a lot of servers. So if anyone, I mean, I think they're going to be fine with it.
Yeah, we'll see. They're quoting to have the best times as far as latency and all that. They're saying that they've figured it out. So we'll see if they do or not. Rockstar has claimed that they are 100% focused on Red Dead Online and are not releasing any DLC. Womp womp.
I can suck my nuts.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, and I sadly called it. I didn't want to be right, man. I fucking hate being right in these situations, because like Doug said, I want Undead Nightmare. We want Undead Nightmare.
The world does. Again, it's like regarded as one of the best DLCs, and the fact that they are. I mean, I'm not going to say wasting time, but I mean, from what I've heard, their online servers are pretty fucking dead.
It's
For Red
nothing
Dead.
as big as everyone's going back to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, like, so don't put your money. That's not what people want, man. And I know it's just a cash cow for you, but GTA 5 online will be a cash cow for you much longer than Red Dead will be. And it's about time for you
People
to.
want fancy cars.
Yeah.
They don't want a fucking fancy horse.
Yeah, I mean, there's more shit to do in Grand Theft Auto 5 than there is in Red Dead right now. But the thing is, like, or you know what? Put it on PC, man. Just get us to the fucking PC already. Because
they open that up because that's where the cash card the cash cows are anyways is on the PC when you're looking at the GTA 5 game. Like you have more user base on that game on the PC than you do on console, and they're the ones who are the driving force. I think, like we said last week, that's why they came out with a launcher of their own, and that's why Red Dead Online will come. I mean, Red Dead 2 will come to the PC. I can almost guarantee it since they put that launcher out.
Yeah. It's just when. So.
Speaking of when, guys, we may not have Half-Life 3, but we definitely have an update to Half-Life 2 15 years later.
Oh, fuck
They
me.
updated the game so that way characters can blink.
God damn. Star Wars all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep, there you go.
So that's the update no one was waiting for.
And to fix some bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, trying to fix bugs on a 15-year-old game.
I don't know. That's weird.
We'll win you back somehow. We'll get you back from Epic somehow. Damn it.
Yeah. Start working on that game again. You mean the one that, we have to pull out the old PCs, right?
You know, it'd have been really funny if they would have made a huge announcement. Like, they would have had a forum and be like, huge Half-Life announcement. And they get everyone lined up. Gabe Newell comes out and goes, hey, everybody, Gabe Newell here. I just want to give you guys a heads up about Half-Life.
That's a good game, man.
Half-Life 2 is getting we're getting an update. It's going to be a huge one. It's going to be minor bug fixes. Those fucking NPCs sometimes wouldn't blink. We're going to make them blink. Thank you, America.
Also, we're making games again. Goodbye.
Yeah. Not Half-Life, though. That was the Half-Life news.
And the last bit of news for the evening is, once again, Bethesda somehow cannot get products made correctly. I don't know what's going on with them. Huh?
I don't think it was actually on Bethesda this time because this is a third-party product. So they finally get their way out of this. They're just guilty by association.
Kev, it's their product. It's their license.
Oh yeah.
So.
They made it.
Physically.
They physically made it.
They made the design.
They're not making video games anymore. They actually are just they have a production. They have a manufacturing facility in their office now. They're just popping these out. Chronicle Collectibles is manufacturing these Fallout 76 helmets, and they had to have a recall and stop selling them. They were a GameStop exclusive. 20,000 people own the helmet, and they recalled it for mold.
Supposedly 20,000 people. I like that. Yeah. That's there. Yeah. Supposedly
20,000 were shipped.
So I guess as of right now, there's only 32 units that are actually reported being sold to all customers impacted. So you might be fine, but before putting your helmet on, check for mold.
Is there a reason why they're getting mold? Is it people are wearing them and there's moisture buildup and then it just happens to be a easy substance for mold to grow on, or are they just something from the factory that's caught? Have they specified why there's mold?
No, I don't have. Unfortunately, I don't have that. The fabric insert being used for the helmet may contain mold, which should be deadly to those with compromised immune systems.
Cool.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Think of someone who's just highly asthmatic or something, and then puts that on, and that's just
they're like, ha ha ha! Look, I'm from.
And then, poof.
Yeah. God.
I was like, ha ha ha! Dave,
the government's gonna ban helmets before they ban cigarettes.
Seriously.
It's those Jules helmets. Juul helmets.
I do like that the CDC came out and they were like, "Yo, it's not the nicotine vapes that are giving people this lung disease. It's definitely the marijuana ones, the ones with the THC in it. Y'all need to calm the fuck down about Juul and shit. They're fine, because somewhere a lobbyist was going, "Man, you shut this shit down." You shut this. It isn't us. You shut this down, or you won't get any of our lobbyist money. But I'm just saying, I do like that they finally had to come out and specify, because they're.
Yeah. So weed can kill you now.
Well,
I know. I'm just
Not the
there's a
weed.
blanket statement. I know.
It's the vitamin C that they put into these vapes as a filler. That when it is
When you want to rip mad clouds.
when you vape it, that vitamin C turns into like a noxious gas that is not good for your lungs. You're not supposed to vape that shit. But these black market people don't give a fuck. They're just gonna put in filler.
Yeah, man.
To, more bang for their buck, and then they're gonna kill you.
They gonna get you.
So if you're buying weed vapes, make sure you're getting them from an actual like head shop that
Not even that. I
can
mean, 'cause
actually
there are
sell
some
them.
head shops, but get them from reputable sources.
That's what I'm
Make
saying.
Sure they're wearing a full suit when you buy them from them. That they're in like a tuxedo of sorts. You know.
Yeah, they don't have a name tag on it that says "not police."
Not police.
Would you
I'm
like
sorry, can you ask
to
for your?
buy some drugs?
Would you like to buy some drugs? Please answer into my chest.
No. Your name tag says "not police." Seems
Oh,
legit.
it's
Legit, 100%.
No police.
Yeah.
It's European.
It's a family name.
It's a family name. What are you, 6'9"? Oh,
Well,
is that his name? 6'9"? Or what's that kid's name? The snitch?
Tadashi.
Yeah,
Taka-
Tenkaichi, 6'9". Fucking
Takashi.
Kashi. All right, that's it for this week. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We got a little bit of an after show where we do some Q&As. And until next week, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Doug.
I'm Kevin. Lots of love, hugs, and all that bullshit.